Hi, this is Miss Wright, and I'm going to do part two of The Streak from 145th Street Short Stories by Walter Dean Myers. Did you hand me an egg a little while ago? I asked. Jamie, are you using something you shouldn't be using? She asked, like crack cocaine. Did you hand me an egg or did you not hand me an egg? I asked again. Yeah, you had an egg, she said. Just don't get violent with me. You see any purple rabbits running around or things like that? Check this out, I said. I knew I was excited. I threw the egg over there and it landed in the egg carton. Isn't that sweet? No, you don't understand, I said. First the telephone was ringing and then I hit my leg on the dumbbell and then I failed English. See? You really enjoy yourself when you're alone, huh? Okay, so the girl was seriously stupid, but I knew who would understand, and I called Froggy back and told him what happened. How many bad things happened to you? Froggy asked. 1,000, I said. No, exactly how many bad things happened to you, he said. We need the exact number. I started counting. I missed a shot in the basketball game. That was the first thing. Then I broke the bottle in the locker room. The third thing was when I broke the slide in biology. Then you dumped milk on Maurice Dupree, Froggy said. He's still looking for you. Right then I left my wallet in school and couldn't pay for my potato wedgies. Then, when I got home, I banged my ankle and found out that I flunked my English test. 7 things, Froggy said. Now you have 7 pieces of good luck coming your way. Wait a minute, I said. I just found out that I failed the English test. I didn't actually fail it at the time. When did you take it? Just before the Hmm, just before the basketball game, I said. Okay, now you just had one piece of good luck because you threw the egg towards the sink and it landed in the carton, Froggy said. You have 6 to go. I'm going for the top right away, I said. I'm asking Cecilia to the dance. Hey, go for it. I figured I'd see Cecilia in school and pop the question. The whole scene was in my mind. Cecilia would be coming down the hall with one of those short little skirts she wears, looking tan and sweet, and with those fine legs of hers, strutting like she owned the world. Then I would call her name and say, Hey, we are going to the dance together. And she would just kind of go into her half swoon and maybe giggle a little, and it would be all set. When I go to school, when I got to school, I was feeling good. Math was the first class, and we had one of the Galaxy famous pop quizzes. I was sitting in the back of the room where I always sit and dreaming about laying some serious lip on Cecilia when I heard Mr. Galaxy calling my name. Yeah, what's up? I said. Mr. Galaxy raised his voice that I'm really surprised that you did so well on the pop quiz. You really understand parallelograms. Hey, what can I tell you? I met Froggy who was coming from band practice and told him the good news. That 2 things he said, you got 5 left. That's 2 things, he said. You've got 5 left. That wasn't luck, I said. Math, Froggy said. You're good in math. It was luck. I had to be careful. I needed to get a yes from Cecilia before I used up my streak. I stopped right there in the hallway and told myself to calm down, think hard. My Nubian selfhood. I needed a soda. I went to the cafeteria, looked around to see if Maurice was there, saw he wasn't, and went and dropped a quarter in the machine. Yo, it ain't working, Tommy. from the ball team called to me. It takes your money, but you don't get a soda. I had only put in a quarter, but the machine was whirring and humming. Then a bottle of soda came down. The guys came over and started pounding on the machine, but nothing happened for them. That was my third lucky thing on my streak. I had 4 to go. Okay, I had to go for the big time. Cecilia was from Santiago, DR. Just looking at her made me want to move to the Dominican Republic. I decided to go the whole nine with her, flowers and everything. The plan was this: I buy some roses, take them over to her house, which is up on 153rd and Broadway, and give her the roses and ask her to the dance. There's a guy on 135th Street who sells roses, so I bought 6. A dozen sounds good, but 6 is cool. Then I get a then I get a little nervous. Cecilia can make you nervous because she's so fine. Anyway, girls make me a little uptight, but I'm working on the streak, so everything. I buy the roses and I come home. Ellen is checking me out and I tell her to mind her business. Then I call Cecilia's number, which I had gotten from Ramona Rodriguez, who is also fine, but she goes with Paco, and nobody messes with Paco. Hello, Miss Ivera? This is Jamie Farrell. Is Cecilia there? Who? Jamie Farrell, I repeated. I go to school with Cecilia. Oh, she had to go to the doctor, said Mrs. Rivera. Mrs. Rivera said. She has an allergy to certain flowers and she has to take treatments. Roses? I asked. She told you? Something like that, I said. Well, you tell her, Jamie. Will you tell her Jamie called? Yes. Um, Gammy called to find out about her allergy, she said. Right. Gammy called to find out about her allergy. I have I gave the flowers to my mother. That was 4 things that happened, but the flowers cost me a lot, and if I was going to take Cecilia to the dance, I'd at least need money to stop for something to eat afterwards and a taxi to get her home. My streak was running low and I was getting nervous. I still hadn't actually asked Cecilia to go to the dance with me, so just do it, Froggy said. Walk up to her and say, "Hey, Mama, let's you and me start working on the labada so we look good for the natives at the dance." What's the lamb? What did you call it? Call the chick quick, Froggy said. So I'm lying in bed listening to the news, which sounds like the same thing they've been telling us for the last year, so I don't see why it's news. When there's a knock on my door, I figure it's Ellen coming to borrow something, so I don't say anything. Then the door opens and it's my dad, and he flicks the light on. Can I talk to you? He said. Yeah, sure, I said. I'm wondering if he ever dated a Dominican fox. Son, I want to talk to you about drugs. He never dated a Dominican fox, I think. He must have got lucky with Mom. Then my dad breaks into the whole rap about how bad drugs are, and it's like we're making a television commercial or something. All the time I'm wondering how I'm going to get the money to take Cecilia home in a taxi, and if I could make a move on her in the back of the taxi. I know that's I know that so many young men living in their in the inner city feel deprived of the better things in life, my dad was saying. Son, I'm going to give you this $100 so you won't feel that way. And I'm asking you in return to come and talk to me about anything that bothers you. You see, you seem so depressed lately. I won't push it though. I'll wait for you. That was the fifth thing in the streak. My dad giving me $100 just when I needed money. I was in desperate trouble. I had to concentrate on Cecilia. Cecilia with the dark eyes and the nice boobs. I was in love with her, and I had this one shot, this one streak to get her to go to the dance with me. Concentrate, concentrate on Cecilia. I called Froggy. You're in trouble, he said. Your streak is jumping up on you. What's that mean? I asked. It's out of control, he said. You're probably just naturally lucky, or your luck is coming too fast. Nothing. That was what I was going to do until I got Cecilia on the phone and asked her to the dance. Nothing. Lie on the bed. Nothing. I wasn't even going to think of anything. I got a sheet of paper and wrote down all the good things that happened to me. Then I realized I was doing something that could result in good luck. I was just lying on the bed and lifted my head until I could see my wastebasket. I tossed a high arching shot towards the basket. Panic! I dove for the paper to knock it away. I didn't want this to be my next lucky thing. I hit it up in the air just before I went into the just before it went into the basket. Then the door opened and knocked the paper against the wall just over my Malcolm X poster against the side of my dresser and into the wastebasket. What is wrong with you? Ellen stood in the doorway. Are you like freaking out or something? I called Froggy. Did you want the paper to get into the basket? He asked. Not when I realized it was going to be my sixth lucky thing, I said. But when you threw it, you did, right? Froggy asked. I hung up and made a note to myself that I did not like Froggy. Okay, get the picture. I'm in school and I'm running out of luck. I've got one shot left on my streak, and at my school, Ralph Bunche is playing against Carver. We're not supposed to beat Carver, but I'm worried, and I tell the coach that my ankle is hurt and I can't play. He looks at the ankle and it's still swollen, and he says, okay, I'm on the bench. Carver is supposed to kill us. They've got guys on that team that are 15, maybe 16 feet tall, but hyperbole. But somehow our team stays with them, and I'm praying that praying that us winning will, with me not even playing, is not my last lucky event. I figured no way that could happen. But then our guys really going all out are playing Carver so tough that the game is just about even. But some of our key guys are fouling out. It gets down to the end of the game, and the coach turns to me. Either you play or we only have 4 players and we lose for certain, he said. Just don't shoot, I think. I remember how this whole thing began 15 seconds to go against Powell Academy and me running towards the basket and then missing the shot. I want us to win the game, but I want to go to the dance with Cecilia even more. I look up at the clock, 9 seconds, and I looked up at the scoreboard. Carver 47, Ralph Bunche 46. Okay, this is a great place to stop. Um, Please continue to the end of the story on your own. You don't have that much more to go. And I will see you back in class in room 103. Okay, bye bye.